white or brown meat?
Oh, dude, I try to chop it all up, man. I put some barbecue sauce in that shit. Hey, what's up, stoners? This is Tyler, Big Turd Ward, and Jason, the lucky bastard youth coming at you live from the West Coast. And this is the Fantasy Red Zone. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you. I'm smoking a turkey right now when you're watching this, probably. But right now, I'm drinking a beer, and it's the night before. The night before Thanksgiving. This is my favorite holiday, Jason. I love food. I might not look like it, but I love food, man. And this is a food holiday, for God's sakes. It would be Halloween, but last time, as soon as I turned 5'10", Jason, people said, get off my porch. And I never went back trick-or-treating again.
Yeah.
So F those people. Anyways, dude, this is the Fantasy Red Zone. This is our play and pause episode. I've got streamers for every position that I believe in, man. I believe it. And I'm fighting for my fantasy life, man, so I'm streaming every single week. I streamed Tua last week, Jason. We'll talk about that. And I streamed Jameis Winston week before that. I've got like 60 points between my streaming quarterbacks. I've got another good one this week, man. I'm doing it myself. So stick around for that. And hey, man, we need help. This show needs help. It needs it. Jason, please tell the public how they can help this show.
Yeah, I'm trying to do this very carefully so I don't touch any of my equipment here. And next you see is a black screen. So, in order to help with me and get more equipment, it comes from you guys. And if you guys made it this far and enjoyed two friends talking about fantasy football, then please hit the subscribe, press the like. We like the likes. If you have any starter sit questions, let us know in the comments. We get back to you as soon as possible. Also, we're on the radio, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify, and we also have a Patreon to help us with this equipment because the equipment is one of the most stressful things about this show.
Yeah. Our USB ports are going out, dog.
Yeah.
Both of ours. I got to figure out how to do that. Maybe the Geek Squad can help me, all right? Anyways, hey, we'll move on to the news for yous. And also, I do need to go back and answer some questions on YouTube, Jason. Just been crazy around my house for about 48 hours, and it's not me. Coker and Jatavian Sanders unlikely to play versus Tampa Bay, Jason. So, David Moore, do you remember him?
Yeah, the guy where I thought it was flashbacks to DJ Moore when he was on the Panthers.
He had like 10 targets last week. I was thinking about starting that full this week. All right, I'm starting MVS in my flex this week. So I don't know, man. I was like, should I pick up David Moore? So Coker and Jatavian Sanders out. Tons of targets for David Moore if you're desperate, man. Full PPR flex. That's a streamer for me right now. David Moore. And then Jason, Brian Robinson. We watched that game. I think you and I both did. Looks like he died out there on the field. Looks like his leg was going to get amputated like World War I. And now he's practicing and Eckler's not. So they said it's a miracle how much better he has gotten in that short period of time. So yeah, Jason. Brian Robinson should be back. I mean, people were picking up Jeremy McNichols, but B-Rob is probably going to be playing this week.
And if he's playing, you start him. Yeah, I saw the injury. I'm like, dude, his season's over. I even texted that to you.
Yeah,
and it was like the next drive. And, it was like, dude, if you saw Austin Eckler in the background, like they were zooming in on him, and he's just like looking up in the sky, and he's like, oh my God, that looks awful. And I'm like, bro, he's done for the season.
Your name. Yeah, I was thinking about the Offspring song.
And then he came back like 2 drives later. I'm like, oh, sorry, Tyler, scratch that. Never mind.
Jason Pacheco to play Friday. I said versus Kansas City. Versus Las Vegas. Pacheco playing against himself. It's his own worst enemy. But yeah, Isaiah Pacheco, Jason, it's almost like he's just going to throw a wrench. Kareem Hunt has not done anything since I traded him away for 3 weeks ago. But it's going to be a clusterfuck of stuff, man, going on over there. He will probably be a flex, maybe not this week, but the week after or the week after that. But yeah, all right. He's not going to be your running back 2 or running back 1 probably for the rest of the season.
So we don't know his workload yet? We just know he's going to play?
Yeah, that's all that they said. Andy Reid is not showing his cards.
He was on the treadmill.
Hey, man, you saw what I was doing, Jason, probably right before this. I think that I don't have alerts on my ESPN, so I don't know what's going on there. But yeah, I dropped Gus Edwards for Braylon Allen. Then I dropped Braylon Allen for Gus Edwards. Then I dropped Gus Edwards, vice versa. Flip-flop, flip-flop. You don't know what that does to a man, Jason. And Anyways, Breece Hall not at practice. He's got a knee injury apparently. So, hey, dude, Braylon Allen immediately becomes, I don't know, running back 2 if he gets to start.
Yeah, he got a little bit of a knee soreness.
Is that what it was?
A little knee soreness, and that's going to add to one of my plays for this week.
Snip, snap, snip, snap, snip, snap. All right, Jason. You know what that's from?
Yeah, Tyler, I did that same joke like last week.
You act like, you know what? It's hard. I'm killing brain cells over here. I can't remember all this shit.
Michael Scott, dinner party.
One of the best episodes ever.
When I push it back, hear the surround sound.
J.K. Dobbins.
Okay.
Jason, to miss this week. Gus Edwards, I forget who he's going against. Oh, we'll talk about this in a minute, actually. But it's not a great situation. Hold on for a second about that. Tommy DeVito, Jason, doubtful for Thursday versus Dallas. I was like, who the fuck is their backup? Drew Lock. I like Drew Lock more than DeVito. So actually, if I was a Malik owner, I'd be all pumped up for this.
Yeah, I don't know why Drew Lock's not the guy playing right now. I feel like he would be a better quarterback than Danny DeVito out there.
Hell fucking yeah. The guy didn't do shit. Nothing could be worse than what was going on there. So I would still start Malik Neighbors if I had him. Jason, hey, this is big for the Bengals. Their offense has been great anyways. I think this is more of a Chase Brown thing. Orlando Brown to play this week for the Bengals. I've been seeing him on the sideline for like a month straight. So they traded, Kansas City paid him and got him a while ago. He's supposed to play this week.
Yeah, that's great because, they've always had issues with our offensive line since Joe Burrow's got there. So,
hey, man. And then speaking of offensive line, Trevor Lawrence, Jason, practicing and might play this week. So Parker Washington, I spoke about him in my cornerback show. He literally has the best cornerback matchup. If you want to stream Parker Washington this week, only if Trevor Lawrence plays, man, that's it. But full PPR, you could probably stream him.
Yeah, it's weird. I thought he was out for the rest of the season, so I actually dropped Parker Washington. Now they're saying there's a chance he might play.
Dude, remember they were like, it was him and Dak that were going to be down for the season. Dak went down. T-Law hanging around, Jason. And then, hey, Disley, Jason, kicked you in the nuts last week. Well, guess what, man? Now he's not practicing with a groin injury, so it is only fitting he got what was coming to him.
Yep. I guess, yeah. That was pretty. I don't know what to say. That was actually pretty good. I was trying to think of something.
I was thinking about that. I was like,
I was trying to think of something clever, and I couldn't think of anything because I'm like, damn, that was pretty good.
I was waiting for you to laugh, man. I was like, that was a good one. I thought, okay,
it was. That was a really good one. Yeah.
And lastly, Jason, Trent Williams is going around the fucking locker room on a knee scooter. I've always wanted one. All right, you're on one knee, you're pushing with your other leg, you're scooting around everywhere. It's amazing. So yeah, that apparently he's having a hard time walking, and now we've got him Brock Purdy through like one pass, and then went off to the side, did not practice the rest of the practice. So yeah, I'm trying to trade away Deebo Samuel right now. I don't know, dude. There's some crazy shit. I'd probably try to hold on to. I don't know, man. The 49ers are kind of fucked right now.
Yeah, and the only thing that makes that San Francisco 49ers line average is Trent Williams. So if he's gone, good luck.
Oh, I know, dude. Like, name another one. They've all been traded away to the Denver Broncos or some shit.
Yeah.
All right, man. Let's get into the streamers. Speaking of R. Kelly, Jason. Sorry, I've been drinking. Oh, God. I can't even fit it. Wait, I can't. Woo! That's what she said. All right, man. I got this all written down on ancient papyrus, which where you mash up grains into a fine, and wood fibers into a fine sheet of paper. Jason.
How much of those bottles have you had to treat?
Dude, but I'm starving. I was like, man, I'm sorry. I was like, I need to eat, but I was like, fuck it, I'll just drink a couple beers.
Right.
Feels like 10 beers. Hey, but anyways, Jason, streaming. So this is who I am streaming this week. I know he's around 50% owned probably. Stafford versus New Orleans, Jason. Over and under at 48.5. Holy shit. I like that. That's the second highest of the week. 18 points versus Philadelphia? Jason, I was like, I had him as a non-play. I thought that Cooper Kupp would do well. Puka actually surprised me. But yeah, I had Stafford as a non-play last week. That fool got 18 points, given it was at home, but against Philadelphia, dude. And Philadelphia is killing it right now. So I'm like, dude, now he gets New Orleans. New Orleans is allowing the second most passing yards over the last 3 games. So, hey, man, if you got Stafford, put him in. I have Tua. I am sitting Tua. We'll talk about that in a minute. So, yeah, I'm trying to, like, Tua home games, Stafford every other game. We'll see how that goes. But, yeah, Jason Stafford. I just got your brother-in-law just tried to trade me for him. Tried to give me fucking Aaron Rodgers, dude. I was like, dude, at least give me something. Come on. What are we doing here?
Yeah. No, Matthew Stafford's a good play. I mean, he got, 6 out of his 18 points in garbage time last week, but still, he was a guy that I was actually looking up for the next 2 weeks because I need a quarterback next week, and he was already off our waivers. That's what it was. I had a pivot. I had to pivot to somebody else who might be a streamer. You might bring him up as a streamer for next week. I hope you do.
Jason?
I can't tell you.
Why don't you have him?
Yes.
Then tell me.
I can tell you, actually. I don't know why I said I couldn't. Will Levis.
Oh, I know. I keep on hearing about Will Levis' schedule. Will Levis, I mean, that's fine, dude, but I'm fighting for my life. I'm not counting on Will Levis. I'm not going down in my ship with Will Levis.
Well, a lot of people on the waivers right now. I have Anthony Richardson, and I was like going to use him for that 1 week that Daniel's on the bye. Well, they're on the same bye. They have the same bye. So then I look. Will Levis is going up against the Jaguars that week. So I'm like, dude, got to roll the dice.
Last week, like ass week. Jason, Noah Gray versus Las Vegas, over and under at 42.5. That's not great. I want to say something here, man. 4 touchdowns in the last 2 weeks. Well, guess what Las Vegas has been doing? They've been allowing a lot of receiving touchdowns, Jason. The most receiving touchdowns over the last 3 games at 3.3 per game. So that's probably 3 touchdowns, 4 touchdowns. All right. That's 10 touchdowns over the last 3 games. Holy shit, man. Noah Gray, if he's ever going to catch a touchdown again, it's going to be this week. I think that you could stream him the way things are going. Like I said, dude, with Travis Kelce, they want to save him if possible. You know what I'm saying? Like they will use the shit out of him. He was getting 16 targets a week for a minute, man. So that has got to go down. And Jason, also, Las Vegas gives up, at least last week, it was Carolina was giving up the most. Las Vegas was the second most fantasy points to tight ends. So an amazing matchup all around.
Yeah, this will be the week that if he actually does well, and I'm like, okay, maybe this guy is a rest of the season starter for your team. Because right now, I'm not a believer right now.
All right, man. Next up, we got Gus Edwards versus Atlanta. All right, and this is you can't really stream. It was that or Amir Abdullah, and I can't remember what he was going against, but that wasn't great either.
Chiefs.
All right. What were you saying, Jason?
Chiefs.
Dude, that's what it was. I was like, I can't stream a running back against the Chiefs. I'm not doing it, especially divisional round. I ain't doing it, man. So Gus versus Atlanta. Atlanta's almost been a pass funnel defense. I think they're actually on my pass funnel. They've been stopping the run lately and allowing a ton in the pass still. So that does scare me. The over and under at this game is 48 pretty much. I love that. But Jason, the problem here is, all right, Gus Edwards, when you think about his value, you think about touchdowns, right?
Yeah.
Atlanta only allowing 0.3 rushing touchdowns per game over the last 3. So that means over the last 3 games, they've allowed 1 rushing touchdown. That's pretty fucked. Atlanta, middle of the pack in rushing yards over the last 3. So, I mean, but he has not been efficient. So you're just banking on maybe a 1 in 3 chance to get a rushing touchdown this week. I don't know, man. I don't know who I'd rather start. Marquise Valdez-Scantling or Gus Edwards in my flex right now.
I mean, Gus Edwards is hard. That's a hard start for me.
I know, right?
Yeah.
But like I said, there's really not a lot of streaming running backs that you could do right now.
Yeah.
Now, Braylon Allen, if Braylon Allen ends up starting, I'd rather have Braylon Allen.
And with the Chargers, though, if we get to the goal line, it's going to be Gus Edwards at least.
I know. That's the thing. So, it's like the odds go up a little bit more because of the team they are. So I don't know. I gotta feel that out a little bit more. And then Jason, lastly, I spoke about this on the wide receiver cornerback show. Vele, or whatever the fucking his name is. I need to learn it. Versus Cleveland, over and under. I did not write it down. And then 8th best cornerback matchup versus Cleveland against their slot cornerback. So this is this slot wide receiver. I think he's 7th among rookie wide receivers right now. But yeah, he's going against Greg Newsome. He's giving up 0.37 fantasy points per route run. Jason Vele is at 0.43 fantasy points per route run. That's actually really good considering he did not do shit in the first half of the season. And then Cleveland, you think that they actually have a good defense? No, they do not. 9th most passing yards over the last 3 at 251. So both their cornerbacks on the outside are terrible. Pretty sure the cornerback. Oh, and their cornerback is the 8th as a base. He is the 8th best matchup as well. So all the cornerbacks are terrible, Jason. So yeah, Vele, man. If you're gonna flex him out, I was thinking about picking him up and flexing him over Marquez Vandel's MVS. I don't know who I'd rather play, Jason. MVS or Vele?
MVS, maybe?
Dude, that's what I'm going for because he's like in a flex. It'd be nice to have a player that could just break your lead, break your game.
Right.
So
yeah,
and if he gets 3 points, it's like whatever, dude. That's a dice you're rolling because in reality, Vele could get 3 points as well. That's his floor probably too. Still. So, anyways, yeah, Jason, that is the streamers. How do you like those?
I like them.
Good, asshole.
Sorry, dude. I just feel like I'm being so cautious right now with my mic and my camera. It's like
I'm being reckless, man. I'm being reckless. If I bump into my camera, I might disconnect and I'm all tricky.
Yeah.
All right, man. Let's go into the play and pauses. We're going to start with the pause. But before we get into all this, Jason, we're going to go over last week's. Because we got to pay the piper, dude. We got to pay the piper. There's a piper, and we have to pay him. All right, dude. Let's see. Oh, I've got it written down on this papyrus. Jason. I said to play Herbert. Like I didn't realize everybody else did too until it was too late. Whatever, man. I looked later. He was quarterback 12, got 18 points. He was worth it, but he should have done better. So that was kind of disappointing, but still not bad. Jason, you had the call of the week. When you did this, I was like, what are you doing, man? Like, you should be a little bit more guaranteed in this. Irving, career highs and everything. Running back 3 on the week, 27 fantasy points, Jason. That was an amazing call by you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I know. And then meet my ass. I was like, you could start George Pickens because I was talking about I looked at all the Cleveland cornerbacks and I was like, oh my God, dude, this is fucking crazy. Like they are so bad. So I just was like, oh, you should start George Pickens. And then that game started. The weather was amazing. And I was like, oh yeah, I done good, Tyler. I done good. And then, hey man, if you would have caught that touchdown, everything would have been all right. But he did not catch that touchdown. The snow fucked everybody. Wide receiver 45, Jason, 9 points. Not good. And then, hey, man, we talked about Disley kicking you in the nuts. You said to start Will Disley. Tight end 17, Jason.
That's why you said it. Okay. When you said you, I thought you meant like you in general to the public.
No, I'm talking about you, dog.
Oh, I forgot I even did this. I said to play him.
But, hey, he got 9 points, man. And it's like if you get 10 points from your tight end, that's pretty good. But still, tight end 17, like I said, dude, it was just a Lad McConkey game pretty much. And then, Jason, the pauses. You said to pause Tua. I started Tua. I was like telling people to start Tua because of the weather. And Tua got me 28 points, man. He was quarterback 3. But he was the gamble of the week. He was the gamble of the week.
Yeah, that one I do remember because it was a big discussion of like the quarterbacks for that week. And then you were debating Tua or Matthew Stafford.
Yeah, and I was like, I gotta start Tua, dude. And then I saw the weather, and I was like, I'm fucking starting. It was like 75 degrees and sunny. I was like, oh my God. And then Jason, I said to stop. I said to pause DeAndre Swift. DeAndre Swift actually did pretty well, caught some passes. Running back 21, but he only got 9 points. So I'm counting that as a win for me. Malik Neighbors, Jason, we said to pause. He actually got 12 fantasy points. Danny DeVito was doing all right. So there you go. And then I said to pause Tucker Kraft. And that fucker got a touchdown. That was it. He got that touchdown. And I was like, he's going to be, but he was outside the top 12. So I actually take the win on this as well. Tight end 14, 10 points. I actually like getting 10 points from my tight end, but still, he was outside the 12. So yeah, Jason. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We were 5 for 8. So
what was Malik Neighbors?
Wide receiver 25, 12 points. It's not great in PPR, but still.
That's good, right? I said to pause him, didn't I?
Yeah, I know. So that was good.
Oh, okay.
My standard's pretty low because I've got Justin Jefferson, Jason. So I'm like, oh, 12 points. I would have fucking loved 12
I
points.
know. I'm trying to keep up with like your point metrics here.
I know. Well, it depends on how my week goes, dude. All right, man. I already wrote it.
One thing though, you said Herbert had 18 points.
That's what it said on Fantasy Pros.
What the hell, man? Okay. Well, I mean, I'm going to talk about him later, and I mentioned on ESPN it showed that he had 17 points.
Yeah, Fantasy Pros is weird. I round down on Fantasy Pros because I don't know how they're doing their points. It's not right. I mean, it probably is right, but not the same as what we're used to.
Well, yeah, I use their ESPN Listener League because you don't put bonuses on that, right?
Correct.
So it's pretty standard. Yeah.
Yeah, I should use that one over ours. Anyways, Jason, let's get into the pauses, dog. Oh, I'm first. Hey, pause. We just talked about Tua being on the pause last week. Well, guess what, dude? This shit's for real, all right? And this is a Tua owner, a Tua believer, a Tua that went against Jason that I literally listen to Jason on everything because if you watch the show, Jason's right on a lot of stuff. So I usually go with Jason's opinion.
For the record, you asked, who would you rather start, Tua or Matthew Stafford? I said Tua.
Hey, dude, I'm just saying. I went against your sit.
Damn you.
I gave you compliments afterwards. All right, hey. The over and under for this game is at 47.5. So Vegas, I mean, actually looks at it like it's going to be like they're going to score points. I'm just saying, man, Tua. I'm sure you saw the stat in games 50 degrees or colder. Record is 1-7, like 18.9 points per game. Completion percentage only 57%. Touchdowns 9, interceptions 14, passer rating 71, over 50, 35-16. So way better. Points per game is 7 more points per game, so pretty much a touchdown more per game, Jason. And then completion percentage goes up 12% to 69% when it's over 50. Touchdowns goes up to like a 3-to-1 ratio. He was, throwing 1 touchdown for almost every 2 interceptions when it's cold. And his passer rating goes from 71 up to 102. So, like I said, man, if you just watch the weather with Tua, you can start him in certain situations. He's lucky he fucking lives in Miami. And yeah, the weather forecast for the game at Lambeau Field, Jason, at night, the high of 32 with 15 mile an hour wind and gusts up to 28 miles an hour. I start freaking out about wind about 20 miles an hour. So gusts of 28 with Tua, fuck that. Green Bay is allowing the 5th fewest passing yards per game over the last 3. So Green Bay's defense has actually been playing really well. And then the Waddle, who we just used a ton, has the 10th worst cornerback matchup. And Tyreek Hill, who the fuck knows what's going on with Tyreek Hill? So Jonnu Smith better score 1,000 points, man.
Yes.
If Tua's going to do anything in this game.
Yes, I like the Jonnu Smith thing. Yeah, when the forecast has the name change from wind to Gus, that's when I start to worry about that. But I heard that there might be also a chance of snow.
I'm not starting Tua in cold weather, man. I'm not doing it. So
yeah.
I've got Matthew Stafford. People try to trade for me for Matthew Stafford. We'll see.
Down there in Florida, it's all about sunshine and hurricanes. Anything other than that, don't start them. Start them in a hurricane, but don't start them in snow.
Hey, man, I thought hurricane season was over, Jason. He gets a snickle fritz.
He gets snickle fritz because he's a lingerer. Because he lingers.
I could be that guy right now, man. Look at me. I got my thermal on. A lingerer.
You need the different color striped pants though. Those little PJs I always wore.
Yeah, I'm wearing whatever my wife buys me these days. Free clothes are the best clothes. Unless they're skinny jeans, she still tries to get. I never wear those skinny jeans, man. She tries. Oh, don't you like these skinny jeans? I'm like, I will never wear these fucking skinny jeans. Anyways, Jason, moving forward,
these cats are too large for those, bro.
Oh, I don't have any of that excuse, Anyways, give me a running back to pause on.
Let's pause. Running back 23, Najee Harris.
Oh shit.
So the last 3 weeks, he's had 21 rushing attempts, 18, and 16 rushing attempts. The points earned those games have been 11, 13, and 7. And then last week, Jaylen Warren had a 57% snap share and a 15% target share. Higher, both were higher than Najee Harris's stats. And Warren was more productive with a 4.1 yards per carry compared to Najee's 2.6. Bengals allow 20 points a game to running backs. That is the 7th fewest. And now it appears that Najee's carrying his carries. He's going to be splitting it with Jaylen Warren. And he's also been less productive with the carries that he's getting already. So it appears that he is losing what actually made him valuable, which is volume. So I pause Najee Harris.
Yeah, he had like a month where he was just killing it. And he's had some bad matchups and some divisional matchups. But yeah, Jason, I noticed, your brother-in-law owns him. And I was like, oh my God, dude, he's going down in flames because his team was rising to the top. When Najee Harris was doing all that, and I was so happy that it was going back down.
Yeah, back to reality, man.
Snap back. Oop, there goes gravity. Back the better. Anyways, Jason. Next up, man, I got pause on Jerry Jeudy versus Denver. All right. So Jerry. I'll just put Jerry. If you don't know who Jerry is, dude, Jerry Jeudy. Jason, did you know this? That he has been wide receiver 7 over the last month. Points per game.
No, that's crazy.
I noticed because I've got Cedric Tillman, and I'm like, what the fuck's going on around here, man? Cedric Tillman's supposed to be my man. But yeah, Jerry Jeudy's been killing it, and also I told that one person to not start Jerry Jeudy, and oh my God, Jerry Jeudy went nuclear. And like I said, I felt like an asshole. So I was like, I'm not betting against Jerry Jeudy anymore. I'm betting against Jerry Jeudy. He has the 4th worst cornerback matchup versus Surtain. Surtain 0.14. Fantasy points per route run, and that's against every single team's best wide receiver and shadowing them. So moving all around the field. So that's amazing. Jerry Jeudy's at 0.31, which over the last month, that's probably like 0.65 or some crazy shit, man. Like elite. And Jason, he's at 85% route participation, whatever. I bet you it's like a 90 lately, but still, that is amazing. But I just want to go over. All right. So, and this is a revenge game. So he's got that going for him. But hey, Patrick Surtain, number 1 versus number 1 wide receivers, pretty much for the whole year. DK Metcalf, 4 points. George Pickens, 4 points. Mike Evans, 3 points. Garrett Wilson, 5 points. DeAndre Hopkins, 8 points, 7.5. And then Drake London, this last matchup before the bye, 9 points. That was the best they've done. So odds are, Jason, this fool's ain't not getting 10 points, all right? This fool ain't getting it, even in full PPR. So yeah, Jason, Jerry Jeudy just has a terrible matchup. The wild card is Jameis Winston, all right? He will throw it into the worst shit ever, and it could do something, and he could get a long touchdown. That's the wild card, Jason.
Yeah, I actually have a pause coming from this game too, and it's the same thing. Winston is a wild card, but I think this is the game that he does not perform in.
All right, dog, give me a tight end to pause.
All right. Like I said, we're staying in the same game. Let's pause tight end 14, David Njoku. What about he's going up against the Broncos, and last week they held the number 1 scoring tight end to 7 points. That was Brock Bowers. Last 5 weeks, they have allowed 24 receptions, 197 yards, and 1 touchdown, 2 tight ends. That's just under 5 receptions and under 40 yards a game. And on the year, they're ranked 23rd in tight end scoring. I don't trust Jameis Winston versus this tough defense. Me and Tyler were just talking. It is the wild card. This is not the game I believe that he's not going to do well, which sucks for David Njoku. So I paused David Njoku. Even though you play him either way.
I remember looking at Denver versus tight ends, and it was like, I don't know, they gave up like the 13th, 14th most. And I was still like, I guarantee. I thought it was a divisional matchup as well, but I was like, I knew Bowers was going to have a bad game. Because it's not like, I mean, they almost like, it's not like, they just focus on your best weapon, pretty much. It's not like they just go after your number 1 wide receiver. So you could almost count Brock Bowers against this on that list that I had. All right, man, let's go to play. Jason, have you ever watched the movie called Over the Top?
No.
Sylvester Stallone as a truck driver, big rig driver, and he arm wrestles.
Oh yeah, I'll never watch that now.
I literally just watched the entire movie yesterday when I got home.
I started watching The Penguin.
Hey, dude. I mean, I watched the first episode. We were supposed to watch the second one. We never did. But I still like that shit because I like the Batman movie. All right, man. Give me a quarterback to play this week, Jason.
Okay. Oh, and also we're watching Kings of Mayortown. Mayor Kingstown. That one's fucking amazing show.
I don't even think I've ever heard of that.
Let's play quarterback 14, Justin Herbert.
Hey, that's what we did last week, too.
So the Chargers are now throwing the ball 50% of the time. Compared to the first 4 games of the season, he averaged about 22 attempts, 150 yards a game. Since week 6, 5 out of the last 7 games, he has thrown over 30 times, with 4 games over 250 passing and 2 over 300. Last week was a letdown with 17 points, but big play Quentin Johnston was 0 for 5 with some big drops in the game. I don't know if you saw that, Tyler, but he converted that yeah, it was shitty. And Herbert was sacked 4 times, and he was pressured like half of his dropbacks. Well, this week they play Atlanta, and Atlanta, they have the worst pressure rate and worst converted into sack rate in the NFL. In the last 5 games, the Falcons had given up the second most passing yards per game at 288. The Falcons defense has given up 250 plus yards and 2 touchdowns passes in 3 of the last 4 games. Plus, J.K. Dobbins is injured and expected to miss week 13. So I think they're going to rely on that arm of Justin Herbert's. I play Justin Herbert.
All right, Jason, and before you say anything, would you trade, before you say, I don't know why I said that. Would you trade Debo for, who's the McConkey?
I mean, it's almost like, yeah, I mean, I would feel more comfortable having McConkey. I would never want to deal with Debo. Him and his roller coaster every year.
I've got that trade in right now, Jason, and I'm thinking he might do it because he's a name guy. He's a status guy. He likes a status.
Yeah.
I'm all about that real shit.
Oh, that's my brother-in-law, right?
Yeah.
Well,
you go, well, I got Debo Samuel.
Yeah. Let him have it. I would try to get rid of Debo Samuel. Yeah.
Hey man, this one's for you, Jason. Rico Dowdle. How do you like that?
I love it. I need him to get in the top 30 at the end of the season. So let's do it.
Why do you need that?
Because he was my one of my late round picks to pick.
Oh, good.
But I mean, is it worth it if he's even outside of the top 30 if he went undrafted? So I was like, let's get him in the top 30 at least.
Well, I'm kind of an idiot right now because Rico Dowdle versus New York Giants. Over and under for this game is at 37.5. That's the lowest of the week. I usually don't try to play players from that. But still, man, I just kind of like this matchup. The Giants allowing the 4th most rushing yards per game over the last 3 at 158, dude. Had 22 touches to Zeke's 3 last week versus Washington. I watched that game. That's probably why I like this. Running back 19 on the week. New York Giants allowing the 4th most rushing attempts over the last 3. Jacksonville, I think, is allowing the most. It's like 44, dude. And New York Giants are allowing 34, but still, people are just running a ton on the Giants right now. They're allowing the 2nd most rushing touchdowns, Jason, over the last 3. They're allowing 2 rushing touchdowns per game, man. So Rico Dowdle, I like him maybe catching a touchdown and rushing for a touchdown this week.
Yeah, I like that. It's all he's their best running back, dude. He's their best running back on the team.
He looks good, dude. You know, I when I watched that game, I was like, dude, he's like one of your best players.
I know. And it's crazy because right now they have Cooper Rush throwing the ball like 15, 40 times a game for some reason. But yeah.
Should be a close game. Really close. Unless Drew Lock goes fucking nuclear. But yeah, should be a close game. Rico Dowdle should get 20 rushes, 18 rushes. And at maybe 3 he got 3 passes last week. So even in a full PPR, man, you get that floor. I don't know. Rico Dowdle, I'm liking.
Yeah. Good. We need him to score some more points. He's almost in the top 30. He's almost in the top 30. What do we got here? This is my gamble of the week. This is my I can never say this like off the beat. Riskiest pick of the week, and it's to play wide receiver 6, Garrett Wilson.
Ooh.
Riskiest pick of the week. Riskiest pick of the week. Devontae Adams is always a threat. Duh. But even with Adams on the team, Wilson has earned a 34.1% first read target share. And I feel this is very important for this matchup. The last 4 weeks, Seattle, who they're playing against, has given up a great production to the wide receivers. And that's including Cardinals wide receivers combining for 151 receiving yards last week. So the 3 weeks before that span, before week 12, they allowed 51 receptions, 556 receiving yards, and 5 touchdowns. And Wilson only has 1 game under 8 targets with Adams on the team. Adams is still number 2 in the league. Oh, shit, sorry. Wilson is still number 2 in the league in red zone targets. The gamble here is how big of a threat Adams is with Rodgers, but with Wilson has 30 games over 13 points with Adams. I think
I'm on your face. Read this one. Who the fuck wrote this?
Yeah,
I did.
Sorry, not 30, but Wilson has 3 games over 13 points with Adams on the team. Let's keep that going. I play Garrett Wilson. That math was not mathing at all.
I mean, it's like, especially when I handwrite shit, I'm like, oh, what the fuck was that? I'm like, oh, what was I doing when I wrote this, man?
Yeah, mine's typed, and there's just like a blue line under it. I was like, oh, screw it. I knew what I was trying to type, and then I read it later, and I'm like, 30? No. Yeah, 3 games over 13 points with Adams on the team. So, first read shares. Seattle giving up a lot of points to wide receivers. Breece Hall out, maybe. Gamble of the week.
Yeah. Dude, I just listened. He was on the Rich Eisen show today. And I don't know, he sounded like a really nice guy, actually. He was like they were talking about the Jets issues. Sorry, 1 second. What's his name again? Oh, Garrett Wilson. I was like, Garrett Wilson. Oh, right there. So he's getting Woolen, and then there's Joe. Both cornerbacks are pretty good, 0.23. But yeah, dude, 0.44. He's actually doing better than Devontae Adams right now. He's at a 91% route participation, Jason. So yeah, dude, I'm liking Garrett Wilson as well. It's at home, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. If it was at Seattle, I wouldn't like it. At home, I do. All right, dog. Cornerback or tight end. You could ride this guy for 3 weeks. It sounds weird, but you could ride this guy for 3 weeks every year, Jason. And this is going to be week number 2. We got Taysom Hill. We're going to do this last year.
You did it. You son of a gun, you did it.
Well, last year, dude. It was like, in 2000, it was the year before last where he had like 3 games where he went nuclear. Last year he had like 3 games where he went nuclear. Now he's starting it again, man. And this year is set up more than any other year. Everybody's injured. Everybody's fucking injured, man. So Taysom Hill versus the Rams. This is I think this is one of the highest over and unders at 49.5. 138 rushing yards versus Cleveland last game played, Jason. And the Rams just gave up 300 rushing yards last game, and they've given up the 3rd most over the last 3 games. So right now, the Rams are just giving it all up on defense. They're allowing a lot in the pass and run. Then what kind of got me going here is the interim coach came out. I saw this quote like 2 days ago on Taysom Hill's workload in quotations. God. I think our usage, I'm all like, what the fuck did I just write? I think our usage with him the last couple of weeks is really what we kind of are trying to trend towards. And then so I looked at the last couple of weeks, 10 targets last week. You know, I think it was like 9 rushes. I can't remember what it was, but 130 fucking yards.
7.
And then only 2 targets a week before that. But Jason, in your tight end spot, I don't know. I'm telling you, man, I was against Taysom Hill until I see it. I'm seeing it. I would start him no matter what in my tight end slot this week.
Yeah, I hope he does well.
No matter what, it might be like 3 tight ends I'd rather start over him. He will be ranked pretty fucking high.
Yeah, I hope he does well. I hate him so much, dude. I feel like every time I feel like experts, you and I were like, we know everything we need to know about this guy. Let's play him, and then 7 weeks of
I like how
nothing.
you just said we're experts, Jason.
Well, didn't you say if we do this for like 10,000 hours, we're considered experts?
Jesus. I was 10,000. I was 10,000 hours into fantasy football before the shit even started.
Yeah. So maybe now we're godlike.
Yeah, good thing. Don't tell the listener like that.
Hey, I think
I'm gonna draft that Tyreek Hill, man. Maybe I'll draft. I don't know. I forget whoever the fuck, man. I got a lot of busts over there in the listener league. Hey, but anyways, that is the show. If you have any plays or pauses, players that you feel strongly about this week, hit us up in the comments because it'd be nice to know, man. I get more confidence when I see this kind of stuff, man. Anyways, hopefully we earned a thumbs up. Hopefully we earned a subscription. We need it, man. We need subscribers. And if you like us, that sends us out to more people. That's exactly what this show needs. So anyways, Jason, we've got more shit coming out soon. Please send us out.
Yeah, so Friday we have our live show where we go over our rankings. If you have any questions about starter sit for that week, join the chat, hit us up, we answer them. And then Saturday morning, we got the offensive line, defensive line matchup of the week for week 13. And then Sunday morning, last minute starter sit questions with Tyler live. I will talk to you in the live episode on Friday.
Jason, what's your favorite dish Thanksgiving?
The whole goddamn turkey.
I like stuffing, man. I get that shit real crispy, real burnt. Put it all. I put mushrooms in there, man. I got some gravy on it. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. This is the Fantasy Red Zone, and we appreciate